Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles, and over to your left on the screen is Dr. Don Wayne, the neckbeard psychologist from Twitter. Don, you had the couch out all day long, helping neckbeards on your psychologist couch.
Number one, happy birthday, Alex. Glad you're here. Thank you for being here today. The fallout from Wednesday night show online is just, I had to get off Twitter. It's just the crying and the complaining and the never-ending fallout from the diehards that can't let it go. The actual stats came out the next day. Was it 752,000?
Yes, sir.
We didn't even get a chance to talk about that because we're actually watching the show live. So we didn't get to actually talk about the numbers like we usually do. But the trend continues.
Well, we weren't on Thursday. We weren't on Thursday.
Well, I was going to say we didn't talk about it. Yeah. But the trend continues, right? It's been 750 around there for the last 3 shows now. And it's not stopping. Yeah. 3 months ago, they were at 850. It's just going to shit, and they can't stop it. And then you have a moment like we just had on Wednesday night with Adam Copeland coming out and giving a rah-rah speech. It felt desperate to me. It felt desperate. That's bright.
The sun's bright here out on the patio. It's amazing that the owner of this company is such a child, a man-child, where his feelings get hurt when there's the least little bit of criticism towards this company. CM Punk came out and peeled back the layers of the AEW onion even further and confirmed everything that we surmised, everything that we put together over the last few months since the events of All In, the events of All Out, Wembley, him being fired, him surfacing at the WWE Survivor Series, the boo-boo faces on the Elite.
A lot of boo-boo faces.
Everything was proven true, and he doesn't like that. He doesn't like his authority questioned. He doesn't like the fact that he's criticized his leadership capabilities, I should say, for lack of better words, are being criticized, and that's why the man-child in Jacksonville told Edge to go out and do a rah-rah speech. That's why FTR on Collision, which was taped right after Dynamite. You probably, when's that coming on? Saturday? They're not going to run a Collision.
No, it's on tonight. It's on tonight.
Oh, it's on tonight? Okay.
I think so.
Smart move. You don't want to run that opposite WrestleMania because nobody will watch Collision. And I mean nobody is going to watch Collision or WrestleMania Saturday. But FTR has had to debase themselves to go out, and it's the bald one. It's always the bald one.
Always the bald.
Pistol Pete of the FTR group. Pistol Pete is keeping his mouth shut. He's got a court case coming up in August for his road rage, where he pulled a gun on somebody on the
allegedly.
highway. Oh no, that's true.
No, allegedly.
He did do that.
It's a he said she said. Nobody's got nothing on camera. It's a he said she said moment. Is all that is. That one I looked into pretty in depth. No, they got nothing. No. And when somebody says, "Yeah, he pulled a gun on me," your answer is, "What gun?" Like it's complete horseshit. Right. What's going on right there?
Well, Don, what do you? I try not to listen to other wrestling podcasts in depth, but I saw a clip on YouTube from Keep It 100, and Conan has friends who work in AEW and that organization. They're not always on TV. A lot of them are the luchadors. Some of them are like guys in a House of Black. Andrade was a friend of his. And he's got good relationships with them. And they said, and this is Conan talking, you can't criticize Tony because he's, at least little criticism towards anything he says or does, he flies off the handle like a maniac. And you will be on his shit list. And it's hard to get off that shit list. Look at Jay White from Wednesday night. Everyone's talking about that. Even Brian Alvarez had said, burials are burials. People say, oh, he got buried. Oh, this girl got buried. That team got buried. But Jay White was a burial. I saw that clip today from Wrestling Observer Live. He said Jay White really got buried. But You're not going to criticize Tony because you're being paid an outlandish sum of money.
Outrageous sum of money.
To work 1 day a week and maybe 1 day a month if you do 4 or 5 pre-tapes where it's backstage interviews. Like the Young Bucks do.
Like
CM Punk said. Like CM Punk said, they come in, they wrestle 1 match, they do 5 or 6 backstage interviews that they run on different shows. So,
Chat saying that Collision. Chat saying that Collision is going to be tomorrow night. I had read that it's tonight, so it might be tomorrow night. It might. Either way, I'm not watching the shit. But there was something else that came out on Busted Open Radio where Bully Ray and Mark Henry commented, and Bully Ray praised Copeland and said, "This is Adam Copeland speaking from the heart. This is Adam Copeland going up to Tony and saying, I want to open up the show. I've got something to say. I need to put this company on a pedestal. I need to let fans know how I feel. I need to let the boys know how I feel. I need to express a great message to the locker room."
Please. Adam Copeland talked about things in a promo that he wasn't even there for.
I know. And look, I want to reiterate this. Wednesday night, we watched the show live, and that was a live reaction. I wasn't trying to, put anybody over or anything else, just enjoy the show, watch it with you. It was a bad show, and it's just getting worse by the minute. We commented on the show. There were, 3 or 4 20-minute matches that had no business going that long. They could have had better segments. The interviews were all out of whack. Nothing about it really resounded with me, and I didn't care for it. And Adam Copeland coming out just felt like a high school pep rally. It's just what it felt like to me. So
I just saw, I looked up the listing for Collision for this week. It says on TNT tomorrow at 11:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to run it after WrestleMania, whenever that may end.
Well, look, I've said all I got to say about this company for this week. The people on Twitter are losing. I keep seeing these people with this number that Warner Brothers Discovery randomly threw out one day in a memo that said up to 4 million people watch AEW. Up to 4 million people watch it routinely every week. What the hell are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
AEW neckbeards replied to this guy with a picture of Lanny Poffo as a genius. High IQ. A man named Sheldon. Conveniently enough, his name is Sheldon. He said, AEW draws 4 million viewers for Dynamite every week when you add DVR and on-demand views over the course of 3 days. That's directly from Turner. So, good try. Well, it's not Turner anymore. It's Warner Brothers Discovery. And are you trying to tell me that a show does 752,000 people watching it in its regular time slot? It's going to pick up. Now, hear me out.
400%.
It's going to pick up 3,250,000 viewers on DVR and on demand? Come on, man. Come on. Give me a break.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
It's unbelievable. You might pick up 20,000 viewers.
Maybe.
On those two. Maybe.
So, I'm not going to dwell on this much longer. I mean, I think I've said all I got to say. This company has put me in a bad mood, especially considering what's happening this weekend. Who in the hell's... Well, somebody set Cody Rhodes' bus on fire. Is
that an angle?
Rock, dude, I don't care. If The Rock doesn't claim this shit somewhere on social media, I sure as hell would. I would be claiming I was setting his bus on fire everywhere if I was The Rock. I'd do a damn Instagram right now about it. Cody, I see you made it out of the bus. That's a damn shame. Now I just got to beat your ass tomorrow night. Which, by the way, spoiler alert.
You think it's going to happen? I think it's going to happen.
I
definitely thought it was going to happen.
A lot of
a couple
noise
weeks ago, I said
that.
Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and Cena are all going to be at the show. And they talked to Austin about doing a little piece of business, not a full match, but if he runs in, just throws 3 or 4 stunners out there, pal, or just does ass whooping on somebody from the bloodline. That would be fantastic. What a way to send people home happy.
Do you
get into it with The Rock?
Do you want to go down the card real quick? Because this is the big show. This is a big deal. It's WrestleMania. I want to talk about the card and have the picks.
I have the quarter hours of Dynamite pulled up. Did you want to go over where they went wrong?
No,
Let go.
No.
Right.
It started off at 900-something thousand with the Big Bang lead in, and immediately was below 800,000 in the first 15 minutes. Correct?
First 15 minutes, it dropped down from 933 to 761, 761,000 viewers. And it was Hobbs and Ospreay. And that promo, I think the promo turned everybody off.
The low
Hobbs
point,
and Ospreay, it wasn't that bad of a match. It wasn't hateful.
Oh,
Ospreay
yes, it was, dude. It was terrible.
Ospreay actually sold.
That was 20. He always sells. It's 20 minutes of misery. It's him getting the shit kicked out of him for 19 minutes and pulls it out of his ass at the very end. I've seen enough of this guy's matches at AEW now. That's what it's been every week. It's what it's been every week this guy gets in the ring. He's got charisma, but that formula just doesn't work for me, man. If you want me to, when did Austin get out there with a Captain Nobody and get his ass kicked every week? He came out there, kicked your ass 3 minutes, walked you dry, and walked out.
They've got a company full of jobbers. 50% of this company are jobbers. Why couldn't they have a jobber come out instead of Powerhouse Hobbs?
He is a jobber.
Well, in this company he is. He's relegated to being a jobber. Why couldn't they have a guy come out, one of the Dark Order, throw one of those mooks out and have him get thrown around by Will Ospreay, and that's it. 5-minute match is over and done with because they can't write a show. They can only make matches. All right, that's it. We're not going to talk about this shit show anymore.
I will guarantee you the low point of that show was the women's wrestling match. I would almost guarantee it.
Absolutely.
Every time. We
Absolutely.
talked about this last Friday. Not trying to be a prick, but there's a reason for it. Every time. On to WrestleMania.
Go.
On to WrestleMania 40. Going to be a big time in the house this weekend. Going to get up. Going to cut the grass early in the morning. Make sure I got all my honeydews done. My grass is starting to look a little bit on the high side. The weather's broke here. I hope everybody's having a good spring so far. By the way, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. Night 1 of WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania XL. They're leading off the show. It shows here. Women's World Title match. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch. I don't think it's
sure that's the leadoff match.
I've got it numbered here. It just says 1. I don't know what else. I'm just going off of what it's numbered here. I'm reporting the match order for WrestleMania. That's what I'm looking at. It says, according to eWrestling News, it says this is the match order. First match out the gate. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch. Card subject to change, as they used to say. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind Rhea Ripley wins this match. She's the biggest female star in wrestling right now. I don't know how you don't put her over here. She has to be the bell cow in that women's division right now, and she runs away with it, I think. I'm curious if it's going to be an entertaining match. That's my biggest fear. Because so far, they haven't worked well as far as on the mic.
So far, they haven't come to a contract agreement with Becky Lynch. Her contract's over in a couple of months from now. And they're negotiating with her even as we speak, trying to get things going. So, would they give her the top prize again just to keep her happy? Or
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Because the future is Rhea Ripley.
Who are you taking? Who are you picking in this? I'm picking
Rhea Ripley, dude.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley. It's gotta be Rhea Ripley. And then you have a monster come in and beat Rhea Ripley. But who can that be? Cargill?
It's got to be Jade eventually, but we're not there for a while.
Not there for
Then you've got the undisputed tag team championship ladder match. Finn Balor and Damian do it DIY. Awesome Truth, New Day, New Catch, Republic versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I mean, this has I don't give a shit written all over it. I just do not care. And it says it's undisputed. So I saw your rumor that possibly there could be a split of the tag teams, but from what I'm reading here, this ain't happening yet. This just, I don't know, man.
You aren't reading that off of eWrestling.com.
Well, look, it was a site that I like. They've got this.
Because you could, was Bob's Wrestling down at the time?
No.
Bob'sWrestling.com?
Shit in the Ring is currently down as well.
Shit.
That's what I usually go with. Shit in the Ring. Hey, they're pretty accurate.
Shit in the Ring? I got to look those guys up.
The first thing they start off with on reviewing AEW was there's some shit in the ring. I said, there we go. Those are my guys. Who do you think wins this undisputed? I think
they're going to split the belts.
Well,
I really do. I think here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Awesome Truth. I'm thinking Few moving parts to this, okay? A few moving parts. I think the New Day is going to turn heel. They got to freshen that act up, dude. They got to freshen it up. They got to turn heel. I think Awesome Truth is going to walk away with one set of belts. And I think the Judgment Day is going to retain the Raw belts. That's what I think. I think the Judgment Day is going to have one set of belts here. And through shenanigans, someone else is going to grab the other set of belts. So
maybe they go up and they each grab a belt. That's how you get split champions. Like one team grabs one, the other one grabs the other. That's how it happens.
Two ladders bumped up against one another.
Could be. Yeah, could be. But I'll go with that. I'll go with your prediction. That kind of makes sense to me if they're going to split it. If they don't split it, I'm going Judgment Day all the way. Next match, right. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Escobar and Mysterio. Right, Dominic Mysterio. I think Dominic wins. I don't want to get into this. This is the one that they just sort of. Oh, you think this Rey does?
I think Rey and Dragon Lee are going to win. They're going to beat these two guys, and Dominic Mysterio is going to eat the pin, and he's going to get his ass beat because he's a prick. He's a little prick. Everybody wants to see Rey get revenge on his son.
I think this is where Dominic gets his win back from last year's loss. That's what I think. He gets his win back here. I think you're going to see a best of 3 between Dominic and his dad in some form of fashion, and this is the second one you're going to get.
Okay.
That's just me. All right, we got a little bit of difference there. Jimmy versus Jey Uso.
This is a match I really don't even care about.
I'm actually interested to see this.
About this.
I'm interested to see this. I know, I like them as a tag team. I think Jimmy wins. It just feels like it's a Jimmy win, so we'll move on.
You got to give him something. You got to give the lesser Uso something.
Yes. Bianca, Jade, and Naomi versus Damage Control. There's no way you can let Jade lose this match, in my opinion.
No.
She's got to be the one that sets the pin in this match, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And
now, does Bianca Belair turn heel?
No.
You know,
No. Got it.
Okay. What do you got next?
Intercontinental Championship, Gunther and Sami Zayn. This is just
a waste of time. A waste of time.
Why?
Dude,
why is Chad Gable not in this match? It's going to bother me forever.
I don't care about Sami Zayn. I don't care about Sami Zayn anymore.
It's lost. It's lost. It's lost that love and feeling. Sami Zayn, go away. Go back to Canada.
You got a great voice, pal. Great voice.
It's horrible. That didn't bother me. I'm taking Gunther, just to make it clear. Finally, The Rock and Roman versus Seth and Cody. I'm taking The Rock and Roman.
Absolutely. Who makes the pin?
Rock and Roman.
Who's the pinner and who's the pinnee?
Rock is taking the win over Cody.
Think so?
Yep. Cody's eating that pin.
I think Seth Rollins is going to get his ass beat so badly that he won't make it through the match against McIntyre the next night, and he's going to lose that belt to McIntyre.
Well, we're not there yet. That leads off the next night. Seth Rollins, this is night 2 now. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I'm taking Drew with a possible cash-in at the end of this. With a possible cash-in at the end of this.
You think the cash-in is going to happen during this match?
It feels like it could happen. It really does.
Well, why couldn't Drew be beaten by Seth in a fluke? And then while Seth's laying there broken and battered, Damian Priest cashes in on Seth, and that's it. The rest of the Judgment Day hold McIntyre back.
Because from what I've heard, Seth is going to be taking some time off anyway after this to go to Hollywood to film some shows. So this gives Drew McIntyre a legitimate bitch on why he lost the title and sets up more of a title run at him. So he gets back in that spotlight. Because I would like to see these two big bastards go at it. I like to see them have a match. Of course, it's every time you say that when you see two big bastards like this, it always ends up being a stink fest because they both work the same style.
Have you seen Drew McIntyre's latest Twitter workout video?
Yes, I did.
Have you seen who his workout partner was?
Yes, I did.
An AEW guy, Brian Cage.
The walking steroid himself, Brian Cage. My man.
Lord.
He's a guy that he was like, give me a shot of the roids in my ass. And they went to give it to him. They said, you're full, bro. I can't plunge the needle. He is a walking anabolic commercial. He really is. Anyway,
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm also excited about this because CM Punk is going to be on commentary.
Yeah.
That excites me. I mean, I think he's going to be involved some way in this match, in my opinion. I think he is. And I'm looking forward to it. Then we have a Philadelphia street fight. Bobby Lashley and the Prophets versus Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. Does this not feel like let's just stick some shit together? They have months to build these storylines, and this is the best they can do. Bobby Lashley should have his own match with somebody in the show. Either way, I'm taking Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits.
Bobby Lashley was interviewed by Sportskeeda, and he was looking at the Wrestlemania poster for night one, and he says, I've beaten 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
Basically, he's saying, how come I'm not in that match? How come I'm not wrestling for the belt?
No arguing out of me, pal. He should absolutely be in this. In my opinion, he really should.
The faction started out as heels.
Yeah.
Lashley and the Street Profits. And now their baby face is going up against a heel group. It makes no sense. Why do you put Karrion Kross and Scarlett with the Final Testament? There's 5 people.
I don't know.
It makes no sense to me.
I don't get it either. This is that bad booking shit, man. I mean, WWE's guilty of it as well. They're just not as blatantly horrible.
Let me ask you a question, Don. You think Bobby Lashley, is he clean? Is he natural? Or you think he's...
Bro, come on. Let's be real.
You think he's drinking from the same fountain as Brian Cage?
I don't think he's drinking quite as much, but he's definitely drinking from that fountain.
Because the guy's, what, 47?
Yeah. Well, Cage has the hose hooked up to his vein 24/7. There's no way in hell you're going to tell me that those 2 guys aren't hitting the juice, pal. I'm just not buying it.
Brian, what are you drinking there? I'm drinking vodka and testosterone. How about you? Jesus Christ.
I'm drinking HGH over here, brother. So,
Good
LA
Lord.
Knight, AJ Styles next. I'm taking LA Knight. I'm taking LA Knight. This one feels like they just didn't know what to do with either one of them and didn't know how to get them in a title picture to me. So we'll have them have a match together. Whatever.
How do you have a guy as over as LA Knight
Dude, I have no idea.
doing this?
I don't get it. I don't get it either. Then you've got the U.S. Championship, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. I'm taking Logan Paul. Randy Orton feels so out of place in this match, it's beyond my description.
He does. He should be wrestling Jimmy Uso instead of Jay. And I think that Jay and LA Knight should be in this match with Logan Paul.
LA Knight in this match makes more sense. And you're right. Orton wrestling one of the Usos makes even more sense because there's a history there.
The Usos put him out. The Bloodline put Orton out for over a year in storyline.
It's just that was there waiting for you. I don't get it. Then the WWE Women's Championship.
What are your favorite things coming up? Yes.
Io Sky versus Bayley. I'm taking Io Sky.
She's trying to get Paramore, the pop group, the rock group Paramore, to come out and play her theme, and they couldn't do it. She said that she announced that today on Twitter. She said, "Sorry, what I had planned for you guys didn't work out, but here's the song anyway, Shimmer or whatever it's called by Paramore." I don't listen to it, but it would have been nice to have a band there to play that.
Who you taking?
Io Sky and Bayley?
Yeah.
I take Io Sky, and I think they'll take that title change and move it to SmackDown and do it on an episode of SmackDown to pop a rating. She'll finally get the belt from her, but it's going to be on an episode of SmackDown. Not all belts have to change hands on this show.
No. Last one, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Who are you taking? I'm taking Cody Rhodes, and I'm going to make no secret of it. I think you have to do it now, or you might piss off the fan base to a point that they don't come back, and they just tune out after this.
The original plan, under Vince McMahon, the original plan was for Cody to lose again and beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Allegedly.
Title. Allegedly. Well, that's what was said. So, anyway.
By who, though? One of the dirt sheets, right? And we know how much we can trust those guys.
2 or 3 of the dirt sheets.
There is a rumor going around that Austin will be involved in this match to help Cody get over the angle where he is going to be playing by their rules. And that supposedly they are figuring out a way to get Steve Austin involved so that he has some sort of intertwining of the match. I mean, that's huge to me. Anytime you get Steve Austin out there, who's what?
Who said?
It's a couple different sites on Twitter I saw today. Like, it wasn't just one.
Dirt sheets?
Every time, yes. Because clearly they're not going to say it about but
so
he's supposedly there.
Your dirt sheets
I'm not saying
are better
they're
than my
right.
dirt sheets.
I'm not saying they're right in any way, shape, or form, but I'm saying that he is there. That is reported. He is there. And
Hulk
that's
Hogan's
what
there
the angle
too.
is.
I
Well,
think
who the
Hulk
hell
Hogan's
knows
going to
he's
come
gonna-
out. And his son is going to be driving a car and run somebody
No,
over.
Stop. So that's sort of where I'm at. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. That's our WrestleMania preview. We talked our AEW, but there is one more little bit of news. I don't have a lot to go over today because we had 2 shows already this week. But your favorite guy in the history of the business.
We got a lot to watch tonight too. By the way, the Hall of Fame is on tonight too.
Yes, I will be watching that. Eventually, I don't know if I'm watching it tonight. Your favorite podcaster, Vince Russo, was in the news again for something he said.
I saw.
Did you see this idiot and his statement today? And if you haven't seen or read this, it's the most ignorant damn thing I've ever read in my entire life. He said, with The Rock now putting his foot back in and dabbling in pro wrestling, once again, there's no need for Triple H. There's not a spot for Triple H. This happens all the time in wrestling. In wrestling, I don't care who you are, including Vince McMahon. You have a run. Everybody has a run, and that comes to an end. Kevin Dunn's run just came to an end. Vince McMahon's run just came to an end. I believe, and this is strictly my opinion, I believe that after WrestleMania, Triple H is going to come to an end. Is he not the biggest, dumbest son of a bitch in the history of wrestling at this point in time?
He is. I think there's something mentally wrong with Vince Russo. He's got to be provocative to get clicks, to have people watch his podcast. He's got to make up shit and say outlandish things. Not that we don't, but at least what we say is based in fact. He's surmising, and he has no idea. He's just he's rubbing a crystal ball, saying, "Give me something, bro. Give me something, anything, bro. Come on, bro." It's ridiculous. Triple H isn't going anywhere.
In what world does The Rock and Triple H cross paths other than a boardroom? Like, that's Triple H is in charge of booking.
Look. He remembers back in the day when he was the booker. Well, he was a scriptwriter for WWE during the Attitude Era. Triple H and The Rock didn't like each other because Triple H felt threatened about the up-and-comer rising up through the ranks, The Rock, and how popular he became. So there was a lot of friction there, but they're not on-screen rivals anymore. Triple H is not an active wrestler. He can never be anymore.
No.
And the Rock is barely an active wrestler. We'll have to see how he does tomorrow night. It's ridiculous. And Vince Russo is doing this shit for clicks. That's all.
That was the dumbest damn thing I think I've ever seen him say, or heard him say, or read that he said. Who in the hell lets that come out of their mouth as a coherent thought where you compare one of the CEOs on the board to the active wrestling booker of both of your television programs? He's a moron. He has talking completely out of the side of his mouth. F that guy. I'm sick and tired of Vince Russo. I wish he'd go the hell away. And I'm starting to see why Jim Cornette had such an issue with this jackass. He is a walking mark. He's an idiot. Jesus.
He really grinds your gears, doesn't he?
He's a moron.
Let's talk about something lighthearted.
Okay.
Chelsea Green got thrown out of the Plaza Hotel because she was dressed as a whore and they thought she was one.
Really?
You didn't see that?
No.
When they were appearing at the Barclays Center. I guess it
was
was Monday Night
this?
Raw. Monday Night Raw. That was this week, just a couple days ago, April 2nd, April 3rd. She posted
I did
on
not
Twitter.
hear this.
She was kicked out of the Plaza Hotel after being accused of being an escort. And they had to go, someone went and got a sport coat. I guess they have a spare sport coat for people who can't get into it's a certain restaurants, you got to wear a jacket. And they have one if you don't have one. So they grabbed the jacket and threw it over top of her. I'll bring it up on the screen if you want.
I'm looking at it right now. By the way, who's Chelsea Green?
Chelsea Green is on Raw. She's the one.
Which one is she to remind me? Is she the flipper? The one girl that flips?
Flips.
What is she in a faction?
She was in the tag team with Piper Niven. They were tag champs for
okay, got it. Yeah.
And she's the one who goes to Adam Pearce, says she wants to talk to the manager, blah, blah, blah. She's got an on-screen rivalry with Adam Pearce. So
okay.
She's married to Matt Cardona, the former Zack Ryder.
Okay. Again, another chick I do not know about. So she got kicked out for being provocatively dressed. Okay, I can dig that.
Just like a whore.
I mean, it is what it is.
God love her. Very attractive young lady.
Well, dress the part of being out in public, not the part of being a $2 whore. I'm just saying.
Have you heard from Pro Wrestling Insider? They're saying WWE and TNA have continued to communicate about ideas for the future. TNA executives are headed to Philadelphia, where WrestleMania 40 will be held. It's unknown if the execs are in Philly for anything WWE related. Wink, wink. And yeah. Bischoff said, how long before Dynamite drops below 700,000 viewers? My estimation, before May 15th. I think he's right. That's a month. A little over a month from now.
Yeah, I mean, they said come April, they're going to be, they start making all those announcements. Their lineups are coming like in a week and a half. So they've got to do something.
The upfronts are in May. Yes.
Did you see Trick Williams? You're one of your favorites. Go ahead.
I think that he was not offered anything. Let's talk about the media call, Don. Let's talk about the media call because we haven't talked about that.
Well, hold on. Let me talk about this real quick. It's just a real quick topic.
You go ahead. I'm going to pull the media call.
Yeah.
Notes up.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Trick Williams said he would never wrestle in a death match. He said, I'm an entertainer. That's not what we do here in WWE. I find those comments both refreshing and hilarious, and he's taking shots at guys like Jon Moxley. Because I'm not going to lie, the death match is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. It's still horrible. It's stupid. It makes no sense in this business. I never have understood it. It's a working business, and we're going to have a death match where we can really screw each other up. I will never understand that mindset. Not in a million years. So that's it. I think that's the last bit of nuggets I got. I know you want to talk about this call because apparently there was a call about Ring of Honor, correct?
Well, I just passed this one thing. Pat McAfee's show today had Rhea Ripley on it. And they were at WWE World, like the fan expo over, up in Philly.
Yeah.
And he's interviewing Rhea Ripley. He says, if you were to get rid of Dominic Mysterio, he'd probably be over at that other place wrestling in front of 600 people. That was his comment about AEW.
Run that by me again?
He said, where would you be without Dominic? If you were to get rid of Dominic Mysterio, he'd probably be at that other place in front of like 600 people, meaning AEW. They're taking shots, dude, at AEW left and right. Triple H was being interviewed on there. He said, if you're not in it for the grind, you got no business being here. I'm glad I didn't get you. He says, sure, you can go and work at the other place and work one day a week for millions of dollars. But over here, we work 5 days a week. And you're starting your career for somebody that he was asked about Will Ospreay, I believe. For somebody that young, Will Ospreay's 30, by the way. Somebody that young starting in a major promotion in America, you got to put the grind in and earn your stripes, basically, he says, and get to that plateau where you're going to make that kind of money because you put your time in. If someone's just going to offer you that kind of money, you got what you got over in the other company. So,
well, you got to take it too. I mean, I don't blame these guys for taking the money, but I laugh at the concept that these guys are getting paid this much money and they think that they're ready. And then you watch what they do, and it's the same shit they've been doing forever. 20-minute matches. The one guy, at least Will Ospreay, can cut promo. You just signed a guy from Japan that can't even cut a promo for your company. How the hell is that going to work? And you can't have the Young Bucks talking for him forever because they suck as well. They're just as bad on the mic.
You're exactly right. One of those guys that were cut in the 10 cuts that the talent cuts that Tony Khan made.
Yeah.
Anthony Henry, he's one half of the Workhorsemen with JD Drake, who I'm not going to make any aspersions to his breast size. Anthony Henry has a broken jaw that he got broken when he was wrestling an indie date. He wrestled an indie show because you could do that when you work for AEW.
Because why not?
He got a broken jaw. So basically what they did was they let him go, and then when the jaw's healed up, he can come back. But they're not going to pay him a salary because he broke his jaw working for another company, which I think is bullshit because he does it for everybody else. But anyway, the boys, they're called the boys. They're valets that come out, male valets that come out with Dalton Castle, who's got like a Freddie Mercury kind of gimmick going on from Queen, the early days of Queen. And it's a I hate to say it, it's a gay, it has gay allusions. It's a gay tinted.
It's provocative, is what you're trying to say.
Provocative, yes. The boys said that we live in Tennessee, Knoxville. Knoxville Airport's 15 minutes away. Usually when they fly us in, they arrange travel for us. This is talking about how they no-showed. That's why they got fired, because they no-showed a couple of events. So Knoxville is 15 minutes away. They made their airline arrangements, the company did, in Nashville, which is 3 hours away from their house. And they couldn't understand why. They said, well, the tickets are $800 cheaper for each one of you if you fly out of Nashville. Well, our cars are beaters. They're not that good. That's why we get rental cars all the time. And with 3 hours away, we always fly out of Knoxville. We were at the Knoxville airport right now looking to pick the tickets up. Well, let me get back to you on that. They never got back to them. So it's a whole bunch of... They got the text messages.
I'd fire their ass too, man.
If you're going to cut somebody, I would cut Dalton Castle too. Why not cut Dalton Castle? They mean nothing. They mean nothing. Anyway, let's talk about the ROH media call. The Supercard is tonight, the Supercard of Honor on
no one
pay-per-view.
Gives a shit. No one gives a shit about
this.
No one.
He does. He does. And he entertained a media call, which the first question was about CM Punk. Kyle was asked about CM Punk, who spoke candidly about his AEW run earlier in the week on the MMA Hour, and Khan declined to comment. Said he preferred not to talk about Punk, but Ring of Honor, we have the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. It's going to be great. Ring of Honor is doing great. It's doing fantastic. We hope to land a media deal for it soon. He was asked about the talent cuts. He said that he needs to be mindful of the promotion's budget while they plan to add talent to the roster. He said that Anthony Henry, who was reportedly cut earlier this week while nursing an injury, will return to AEW and Ring of Honor programming once he can compete again. We need a war chest, he said. It's important to keep on the budget.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I definitely value the people who work here, and anytime you have to make a cut, it's a tough call. When does he worry about the budget? He's paying people $5 million a year to come in and do nothing. When's he worried about? I just don't understand it.
It's the mindset of a man-child. It's the mindset of a man-child.
He was asking about the boys.
You can't explain this, dude. You can't explain this.
He's a psychopath.
He's a man-child. That is my new thing. He is a man-child. He wants to collect his favorite hobbies. And so the G.I. Joe I got 5 years ago is not nearly as cool as the new one I got. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And I'm going to make some shit up on why I got rid of it.
I need the one with the Kung Fu grip with the blonde hair from Japan. I'm going to buy him.
I'm telling you, he will not talk about CM Punk because of all the NDAs and everything that happened behind the scenes, and CM Punk's not lying. Everything he's saying is happening is what happened. And Tony Khan doesn't have the stones to say, hey, I have not done a good job running this company. I need to do a lot better. But he's not going to do it. Not going to do it.
He was asked about the boys, blah, blah, blah. He says they didn't show up to work on numerous occasions, and he made a call to release them. When questioned about the types of contracts that wrestlers have with the promotion, he said that some wrestlers are on per-appearance deals, which is true. And one thing you and I have never talked about on the air, and I have a copy of a on-appearance contract from AEW. It's been cited online to be a real copy.
Okay. Are you about to show me some bullshit here?
No, this is a real thing. I'm not going to show you Andre the Giant gargling with razor blades or anything like that, or a duck biting a man on the genitals in a park.
Yes, let's not get stricken again by YouTube standards. Good God.
He stated that he plans to announce more matches for the card's pre-show. Who gives a shit?
What? Are we still talking about that? Oh, my God.
Khan praised Rocky Romero who he said played a part in getting the 6-women tag match with Stardom wrestlers on the card. It's been easier to work with Stardom since Roshi Ogawa departed the company earlier this year. The guy who was the booker for Stardom. The guy who was the booker for Stardom is working with the WWE. He's going to head a Japanese promotion for the WWE. Him and have you heard the name Julia?
No.
Women's wrestler Julia. She's Italian and Japanese. She's from Japan. She's at WrestleMania with Roshi Ogawa. Special guest of Triple H's. I'm just saying.
Look, I just want to sum this up real quick because I don't want to give this another goddamn second of my time. He's running a pay-per-view for a wrestling company that's not on the goddamn television.
Right.
There is no TV. There is no company. How do you have a pay-per-view without a company on TV? That doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. None of that. We have a pay-per-view. What channel do you guys come on? We don't. What? None of that makes any sense. Oh. You're in cahoots with a company in Japan that no one watches. No one watches this shit. And he's just out of his mind.
Dude, they don't even watch it in Japan.
He's out of his mind.
The ratings in Japan suck.
Tony,
listen to this shit. When asked about a new TV deal for Ring of Honor, Khan mentioned that Ring of Honor has a current home, but is open to bringing it to another platform. He emphasizes the importance of the upcoming media rights deals that AEW will be dealing with in 2025. Khan refused to comment, Don, on whether AEW is still an exclusive negotiating window for TV rights with Warner Brothers Discovery. I would take that to mean a big N-O, no. I think he doesn't like what they offered. It was probably for less money. So now he's shopping this shit around, this shit show around, this 740 to 750,000 viewer show around town to try to find a company like Pop TV or FX, or he wishes he would be on FX or Fox. That's what he wishes. What do you think, Don? Where do you think it's going to wind up? You know this show's not going to be on Warner Brothers Discovery anymore.
I don't know where it's going. The only thing I can think of is maybe Amazon picks it up on a streaming platform basis only. Because they're actually starting to get into the commercial business as well, so it makes sense for it to go there. They can say all the cuss words they want on this show if that's the attitude they're headed.
Would Warner Brothers Discovery say we're just going to put you on HBO Max?
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I looked at,
but not for that same amount of money. It wouldn't be for the same amount of money.
I looked at. Do you know what Warner Brothers Discovery shares are at right now? Like, if they're thinking about spending, it's $8 a damn share. If they're thinking about spending any more money, it needs to be to buy back some of those stock options so they can recoup their actual money and get some cash in the bank. Because they're doing miserable business.
They couldn't merge with Paramount. Plus, they couldn't merge with Paramount.
Yeah, they looked at their books and said, this is shit. We ain't doing this.
The conglomerate that owns Paramount, Viacom, would never absorb all. See, if you go and merge companies, if Viacom, who owns Paramount, merges with Warner Brothers Discovery, they absorb all the debt from Warner Brothers Discovery, all the money that they lost and pissed away that they're still making payments on. That's like you married a girl, and then I'll take all your credit card debt and I'll pay it all off for you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you've got all this?
You bought a lot of dildos.
Yeah. Let's just date for a while and see what happens.
Oh my! I don't understand it. I don't Folks, get the mindset of this.
Folks, we did 44 minutes. The super chats are open. We're trying to earn a little coin here, a little cash, a little something.
We're fine. Thank you for watching, like, and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We appreciate it. We're trying to get to 600 subscribers by this time next week. Hopefully we can get something going on. Hoping to. And give us a thumbs up, even if you haven't subscribed. And that throws us into the YouTube algorithm so more people see us. Our smiling faces. And they get to listen to Don scream and watch me drink alcoholic beverages.
Matt Hardy came out and had some shit to say this week, too, before we
sake.
Oh, Matt Hardy is the... Nope, you're gone now, pal. That microphone is gone. You have checked out. It is my show now, and I'm going to run with it. I am out of here. Matt Hardy came out and said, as far as some of the things he said, it's very CM Punk, Hardy said. For better or worse, it's just very CM Punk. It's just very much who he is. The Cody stuff was cool. I love how Cody still has great respect and greatly acknowledges the Bucks and Kenny and Tony just for starting AEW because it is so important to the industry. Dude, CM Punk grates on his ass like a pimple. It really does. You can talk now.
CM Punk grates on his ass because CM Punk went in the early days of WWE when CM Punk was there and Matt Hardy was there. They were all coming up, even in Ring of Honor. CM Punk had a way with the ladies, and CM Punk actually he had coitus with Lita. That was his girlfriend, and that was also Matt Hardy's girlfriend. After CM Punk had his way with her, CM Punk also had coitus with Beth Phoenix. Maybe that's why Edge is a little salty towards CM Punk.
Well, you know what
Punk's made his way around town.
Little known secret, you know what the CM stands for at CM Punk?
Chick magnet.
Yes. Just like Michael P.S. Hayes was pretty sexy. Hayes. So
purely sexy, pal.
Purely sexy or pretty sexy. He said both. He's been hit with a lot of chairs, pal. It could be either one.
And a lot of Jack Daniels.
A lot of Jack Daniels. I am looking forward to seeing Trick Williams get called up. I think it's about time for that guy to come up to the roster.
Trick Williams is like 37 years old, man.
Well, I'll be damned.
Joe Williams, God bless you, my friend.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
There you go. Good content, he says. It always puts a smile on my face. Joe, we're here to put smiles on people's faces. That's what we do here. That's the mission statement here at the Squared Circle Maniacs YouTube channel. Because we're friendly people. I'm going to climb right into this camera right now, Joe, and give you
You're scaring my ass.
What's that?
You're scaring me. And by the way, guys, you can ask us anything if you want to donate $1 or whatever. You can ask whatever you want. I swear we'll try to answer it. But
sure.
Ask
me if my background's real. I'm not going to answer it unless you give me $1.
There is one thing I did want to talk about that happened. We have never talked about this guy on the show. But it's made the news because of what he said.
What did he say?
Jim Cornette responded to what Punk wanted and what should have been done when he heard about his response to Colt Cabana coming up.
Hang on a second. Beer Man's in the fucking chat. I got to turn this chat off. Otherwise, I'm going to laugh my ass off. I can't read it out loud, but
okay.
Just go ahead in there. Just go ahead in there, pal. Beer Man's. Beer Man, buy us a cigar, Beer Man. Give us $1 or $2. We'll put it up on the screen.
Cornette commented on Colt Cabana wanting to talk to CM Punk. This is what he said. I don't care. CM Punk walked in the first day after signing his contract and said, I'd like to see Colt Cabana disemboweled in the middle of the effing ring tonight at 5 o'clock. They should have done it. Because who the F is Colt Cabana? Good God. Oh, boy.
Dude, that's amazing stuff. You know, we could just do Don. We could just do a show. A half-hour show. Fun times on wrestling Twitter. Read some of this shit. It's just amazing.
He later went on to say when it came to Paige, they were talking about, CM Punk saying he was trying to understand what he was saying on TV. He said, you don't understand what the he's talking about, and the guy was not talented enough verbally to make any sense of the goddamn thing in context of it. So, if there's one thing you're going to get out of Jim Cornette, his opinion. That's for sure. And the fact that Colt Cabana had the need and the want to talk to CM Punk after all the shit that went down between them, that still drives me a little crazy, and I sort of question what he was trying to even accomplish doing that. But
right.
That covers all my shit tonight, pal. You got anything else that's bleeding, trying to get out?
Yeah, I do. Hang on a second.
Okay, I mean on the show, not personally.
No, it's not personal, no. You talked about bleeding trying to get out.
Oh my God, we're doing this? All right, that's enough. That's just enough.
So, hey, how you doing? Have you seen Conrad Thompson's wife? Ric Flair's daughter.
No.
She's turned into a fitness model. She's
has she?
She's at the official Olympia qualifier, I believe this was last week, for the International Federation of Bodybuilding, the Samson Showdown Team Elite. She was there, and she competed. Look at that chick. She's in her 40s, dude. Yeah, God bless her.
Good for her, man.
Yeah. Conrad Thompson's wife.
Way to go, Connie. Where are we going here? The scroll's going backwards. Oh, God, I want to hear
pal. I'm scrolling, pal. You've seen this, of course, right?
No. Get it off my TV. Get it off the screen.
What?
Those parents should be in jail right now for that shit.
This was some indie show, 10-year-old wrestlers.
The parents should be in jail.
That were they should. It's un-effing believable.
People are just out of their minds, dude. Do not let your kids get in a professional wrestling ring at 10 damn years old. I won't let mine play tackle football because his brain's not developed yet. You'll let him go out there and drop kick and take suplexes? It's the dumbest shit ever.
Becky Lynch asserts she's the greatest woman wrestler even if she quits tomorrow. The greatest woman to have ever done it.
Okay, let's calm down that rhetoric.
Jesus Christ almighty.
I mean, Rhea Ripley's on her way, and she's still got a ways to catch Charlotte Flair, to be quite frank.
I thought this one was the greatest to have ever done it. She's making $5 million a year, according to the
Well, look, she's the greatest bankroller, apparently. Bottles, I'm going to watch me some SmackDown tonight. I'm going to go get a chilled beverage, kick back on the couch. What are you going to do, sir?
I'm going to do about the same thing, pal. I might, I've got those little tavern burgers, or they're White Castle burgers in the freezer. I'm going to nuke about 4 sliders. Throw some pickles and whatever on there, some onions, some tomato, and drink until I can't see straight. Because it's going to be a long night. 2 hours of SmackDown, probably 2 hours of the Hall of Fame ceremony. That if I'm still conscious, I'm going to try to watch the Pat McAfee show with Rhea Ripley on it on YouTube from earlier.
Just catch the highlights.
I'm going to drop a little thing on here right now. This goes back to CM Punk in his interview with Ariel Armani, as you say.
Look, I'm not trying that shit again. I butchered that enough the first time.
He said, I really don't give a shit about what he says, basically, about it. I'm not going to get into this. I know what he said, and let him continue to talk if he wants to. That's all I got. I don't give a shit. That's all I can say. I can't get into that. It would be stupid for me to get into that. Because Tony Khan would be pissed off if you went into a lot of detail. It would be stupid for me to get into that. I have no idea what he said, with the exception of someone who told me, oh, he brought your name up, and here's what he said. And I went, so what? So fucking what? Tony is trying to be the good employee.
So again, why not just say no comment? I've got nothing to add.
There's your girl Chelsea Green with a coat over herself because she was dressed like a prostitute.
All right. Johnny, it's time to take us home, pal. I'm ready to get out of here. It's been a long week of vacation. I need more naps.
That's the way to go, pal. I took a nice 2.5 hour nap today.
I
woke up surly.
Yes, you did. Good God. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate everybody. We really do. Watch WrestleMania.
You think The Rock will admit that he set the bus on fire on SmackDown?
I hope he takes credit. I hope he takes credit.
I hope he does. And he probably will. He probably will. You know who woke up surly today?
No,
Next week, Gordon's only saying so long from the Sunshine State.